Mindshifters, hello. How is everyone? I just hope everyone's staying safe. 2020, I think I've said in all my videos, has just been a year. So I'm coming to you guys to give you an update on my debt snowball. And I'll be honest, like I was gazelle intensity and I still am in spirit, but I realized it was having some impact. It's not funny on like my health again. And I told you guys I have like the adrenal body type. So I really have to like take some time and cut down on all of the hours, which you haven't really seen a lot of videos, is because I've been just working. And so I'll do another series about student loan debt and just trying to educate people about one, not taking student loans and trying to exhaust all your options. Talking about the potential for, I guess, the new administration to potentially forgive student loans, and how a lot of people may find themselves in my situation where you'll find that the federal government, even though you took out loans with them, they may not actually own it, so may not even qualify. And just how to keep your spirit together when you just feel like you take 2 steps forwards and 10 steps back. And so I'll go into like some more videos about that just recently with my wonderful conversation with Sally Mae Navient, which was just, it was just really disheartening. And what I realized is that, one, of course, is God is in charge of everything, right? 2, take ownership, even though, I felt like I was young when I made the decisions about student loans. In this country, in this society, I'm still an adult, right? So just learning how to reconcile things and truly give those things over to God. Anywho's, I tell you, I have had so much stuff, happen since I came to you guys first, with my burden of debt. And I took 5 jobs. I did police pizza delivery, security. I'm still part-time cleaning, and I have my full-time job as an IT project manager. And I was doing some keto coaching and trying to help people and trying to like maybe charge a little bit, really do a lot of stuff for free, which is fine. Just to try to help people get to better nutrition, or like even Mediterranean keto, just at intermittent fasting, just trying to help people transition, be their accountability partner and things like that. So I've really pared down. So I really kind of just only do 2 things right now. And I'm just doing the part-time cleaning and the full-time IT project manager job, and the security. But I got to pare down. I'm going to try to get it to 2, which will just be, I think the security I haven't been doing so much of. So I think I just do the part-time. And I feel so grateful to God that I have employment. I don't take any of that for granted. I'm happy to go to work. I just don't take any of that for granted. But anywho, let's get into the update of where I am. And I was kind of feeling down this morning when I talked to the Navient Sally Mae person. And I was mad at the situation, but I wasn't mad at them. But I'm glad I took a look at this board and I started updating things, because sometimes you don't think that you've come far, but you have. So when I first came to you guys, it was in August 2019. And guys, that was just a bad season of my life. Financially, the doors were closing in, right? The walls were closing in. And I came to you guys, I had 181,000 of debt, and that didn't include my mortgage or anything like that. And so I am so happy to report, like after, I guess, 16 months, I can say December 2020 as December 2020, like, look at God. I've had my car breakdown and I'll just post a video about my pizza delivering chronicles, where my son's girlfriend to come pick me up. I've had, just different issues come up. My son graduated, thank God, from high school, and I helped him, get a little car. So I split it 3 ways with him, his dad. So he didn't use all his money. He's also going to community college, so I'm cash flowing that. So, because I don't want him to take out student loans at all. So I'm just saying all of that is like, I essentially stopped my debt snowball. I just started kind of maintaining. And so right now, going into the new year, Lord's willing, I'll be able to start back, like, with the debt snowball, not just like paying my bills. So look at that. I pay Empire, Bank of America, Sears, Interbank, Sophie Loan, Chase, Discover. And I'm now down to my last three. TSP loan. At first, I wasn't going to include that because the payment is taken out of my check. But I am definitely going to I found that you can make an additional payment. So I'm going to do that. Navy Fed Credit Union is like my next big one. But the big kahuna, which I hate, and again, I don't hate anyone, but the organization, and like I said, I will talk about student loans in depth, and how I feel like, all the discussions we've had this summer with like, systematic racism, and also the elites versus the poor, how the education system and the federal student loans and the private student loans is just really, it's another form of slavery. And it's incumbent of us to become really informed. And that's what I'm learning about people. Like, we have to be informed about our decisions, take accountability. I am not upset at anyone. But there's a system, and we have to know what that system is, and we have to know how do we navigate and survive and and thrive in this system. So right now, with all of my how I ramble, guys. Thanks be to God, I'm at 90,308, and again, that doesn't include my mortgage, and the total payment is 2586. So that's where I am now. And as we go into 2021, I'll do some videos to try to help people get their mindsets together. How do we get in the right posture? There's a lot of things going on. And I'm telling you, we will get through this. And sometimes I'm talking to my son about a lot of things. And sometimes you have to do things, as long as they're legal, of course, and moral and things like that, to just get to the next step. So a lot of people would come up to me and they make comments there, and I'll talk about the pizza delivering chronicles. They were really mean. Like, I really talked to God, like, during a lot of those calls, because they were some really mean people. And I hope you guys are not mean to like food delivery folks, because especially during this time, they're risking a lot to give you, your meal, and just be mindful of that. But I met a lot of like mean people, and just they wanted to look down on me. Also now, I do cleaning too, and I clean at the same facility that I do IT project management. And so they see me in like nice business clothes, and of course I'm in my uniform for cleaning, and people are mean too, and they kind of look down on you, and they think they're better than you. And I just want people to push through. I want you to realize your goal. And my goal is, and I don't want to start crying, is I saw like the food banks and people that are homeless. So that's, and my mom too. All those three things are like, what I'm thinking about. God, if I didn't have any debt, like, I could make sure my mom was in a better place, than more than I'm doing now. And I could donate for food banks. I could do all this stuff monetarily. So that's my motivation. It's like, I want to not only get to a point where I'm debt free, but it gives you the freedom to be able to, to live and to give. And that's why I love Uncle Ramsey's, like the Dave Ramsey's like whole approach. And it's, it makes sense. Like, live today, like, and then you can live and give like no one else later. Like, I don't want to just keep and hoard all of my money and not do anything with it. And I'm not judging anybody if that's what they want to do. But I have other things that I definitely want to do. And I realize you can't really do the things that, at least I can't really do the things that I want to do. Now, you still can donate time at food bank. Like, you can go and you can help them like sort and organize and pack cards. And there's still things you can do. You can like pick up neighbors' groceries for them. So there's things the way to give back, but I think the capacity to me, I see the freedom of being like not having to be burdened down with debt. And I'll be honest with you, like student loan debt, that is like I'm ready to punch that in the face, and like learning about all of the conditions with student loans and how some people, even if Joe and Kamala are able to forgive, not everyone will get, and I may not get mine forgiven. And I'm not mad. I'm not mad at people if they're able to take advantage of what we suspect, like $10,000 to $50,000. I would love to have that. I'm not mad. Some people are mad, like, oh, I paid for it, they should pay for it too. I just don't have that spirit because Christianity, they teach us to take care of the least of these. So a lot of people, I know it's hard for some people to realize, but my family didn't have a money management system to teach us. And the legacy of slavery, Jim Crow, it is seen in 2020 for a lot of Black families and, of course, brown families, their own journeys they've had in America. And it's not to like have the violin out to play and to garner sympathy, but if you realize like how disproportionate the wealth gap is with Black and brown Americans, and maybe some people still wouldn't care. It's like shrug your shoulders and still pull yourself up by the bootstraps. But I'm just definitely very sensitive to that. And so I hope, if someone is thinking about, well, they should pay their student loans, we shouldn't have to pay it. Just realize that we're in a society where safety nets are abound and that not everybody has the same upbringing. They didn't know. And some people were more susceptible. I didn't have anyone giving me guidance from my family about student loans and things like that. And just like life because of their experience. So it's not that they didn't want to, but they didn't know. They're just survival mode, my family. And so people don't understand how predatory lenders are. And like I explained to the lady, she's in India, a lot of these call centers there. I don't want to, she was like, well, I said, listen, I never got A, B, and C. And one of her things was like, well, may get the person that I talked to in trouble. I was like, oh my goodness. Like, no, I didn't, and I'll talk about it in a later video, but I was like, I don't want to get anyone in trouble, but I want to be with an organization and a business that's a good faith actor. And maybe that's asking for too much. So my whole thing is like to realize that they're not good faith actors. Of course, take accountability, but be informed. To be an informed citizen, be an informed student, and really think about things in a very strategic way. And if you're a Christian too, I want to be as Christ-like as possible. And so that's kind of where this ramblings will stop, is that sometimes it doesn't seem like you're moving, but I've paid off half of the debt I had in less than 18 months. And I thank God for that. All right, Mindshifters, just stay motivated and just keep putting one foot in front of the other. And don't forget why. Why are you doing whatever you're doing? And realize that what you do impacts, like now, my son, no student loans. I talked to him about Dave Ramsey. I shared with him 2 other systems. I don't want him to start the whole credit and trying to build his credit, but if he does go that route, I'm going to be there to guide him. And of course, he's making his own decisions and whatever the case may be, but I'm like right with him every step of the way. Explaining health insurance. He had a scare earlier and I wasn't able to go in with him, and he's texting me, he's like, Mom, I thank God that I have health insurance because of you. He can stay on till 26 if they don't overturn ACN. And but we're even looking at that if they do overturn it. Like, so anyways, he was just sitting there saying like, I thank God that I can be seen by a doctor in an emergency and whatever the case may be. So just trying to stay in that spirit of gratefulness. And I just want everybody to be safe. This has just been a year that will go down in the history books, but God is still God. Do not forget that. And I'll keep you guys posted. Just look, there'll be a lot of videos out this week from the months past that I just didn't have time to upload. And maybe I'll get a real camera for once or something. But I'm rooting for you guys. And if you need any help, reach out to me, send me an email. Let me get back into looking at those because I literally, for the last 6 months, I've just been grinding. Okay, look at half of that in 18 months. Okay, bye. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, I've also sold a lot of stuff on Craigslist, Let Go, different apps that you can sell things. So just be careful with that too. Make sure you meet in a public place. I'll go over that too. But yeah, I'm so grateful to God, and I'm so grateful for you guys for watching. I hope if anyone needs some encouragement, this video will tell you, like, yeah, it's I can tell these last 3 things are gonna be, I'm in a fight. I'm ready to do some damage. And just stay safe, everyone. Mind shift out.